Hello, good evening. This is Brother Benson Medium, and I'm blessed to have two of my brothers here, Miguda and Makobura. How are you doing, gentlemen?
I'm doing good. I hope you're doing good. I hope Mr. Miguda is doing good. I hope our viewers and those who will be joining are also okay. If
Mhm.
there's anything, they will let us know at the comment section.
Okay, asante sana. Miguda Barigani.
Niko salama. I'm doing good. I'm well.
You're well. Umekuwa Steve Simple Boy anasema welo.
Yeah, well. Guda.
Good. You know, one thing with the Simple Boy, is called the Steve, what? Steve Simple Boy. I'm a Steve Simple Boy. Steve Simple Boy is a comedian come an artist. So sometimes when you go to the internet, he can really entertain you very nicely. So we give it to him. He comes up with his own um, genre. Do I call language welo? Which one again? Freshi barida,
Iko guda,
guda.
iko
Uh,
lava
uh,
na
uh,
zinginezo.
Actually, he released a song today. Is it today that they released that song, Umbwa Mimi? I don't know. No, vijana tuachane na miadarati. Yeah, okay. On the comment section, let me take this opportunity to say hi to Gibson Corner. Thank you so much, my brother, for joining. And we are here to discuss. Just let us know how you're doing and how is your day so far, or night, or evening, depending from where you are. So we will appreciate to know that. So,
I've never known whether Gypsy Corner is a lady or a man. I've never known, but either way,
mm,
because there's a time here, there's a friend of us, I can't remember who, but just these are friends who we've been hosting. Some of them referred to Gypsy Corner as a she. So I don't know whether it's English that is sometimes confusing us, sometimes he. So I've never known. But either way, we are very much grateful to Gypsy Corner.
mm,
Amekuwa uh, mwenyeji,
mm.
ametusupport as a channel and we are very much grateful.
Yeah, support sana, more than you can imagine, and we
Ame,
really
na
thank
tena
you.
amenifanya nikasoma Kiswahili
Eh,
mpaka nikafika mahali ambapo siku hizi mimi naweza nikazungumza Kiswahili kwa ufasaha. Yeye ameshinda akihimiza ndugu yangu hapa Miguda
eh,
awe akinifunza Kiswahili,
eh,
ndiposa hivi karibuni nikianza kuzungumza nikuwe mweledi wa lugha.
eh,
Lakini nashukuru Mungu kwa vile amenipea motisha,
mm.
na kutokana na hiyo motisha naona nafanya vizuri kwa Kiswahili, na asante sana Gypsy Corner.
We,
Tuko pamoja.
we unaweza jua aje unafanya vyema kwa Kiswahili kama hujasahihishwa? Lazima unajua lazima kuwe na mwalimu ambao labda watakuja kuangalia mafanikio yako, ama tuseme kama uendelezo wako
Nina,
kujifunza Kiswahili, ama umejiamulia tu
nina,
kujichaidisha na kupatiana alama.
nina budi ya kwamba ukiona mwenzetu hapa Gypsy Corner ataandika hapo kwa comment section ya kwamba anaweza thibitisha ya kwamba Kiswahili yangu kimekomaa na
Eh,
kimebobea,
eh,
na hivi karibuni
eh,
nitaanza kuisoma kama kosi, na nitapambana nayo mpaka nifike mahali ile ambayo nitafanya masters in Kiswahili.
eh,
Very
u-
soon maybe I can also get a chance to get out of the country,
mm,
niende hizi nchi zingine, niende nikafundishe Kiswahili na niwaambie ya kwamba Kiswahili ni lugha tamu, ni lugha ya Uafrika, ni
mm.
lugha ambayo inatuonyesha pali tumetoka, na it also we identify ourselves. So it's a
Okay.
good thing that our Kiswahili is growing pia kwa hii channel. Hata wewe najua siku hizi unaweza kuzungumza vizuri, na hayo yote tunashukuru Mungu.
Kweli umeenda shule, kwenda shule mzuri. Na Miguda ako sawa katika lugha ya Kiswahili. Sidhani kama ana tashwishi kulingana na pia
Lakini
eh,
kabla tuendelee,
eh,
Miguda ni tukiwa shule alikuwa anavalishwa kitu ingine ilikuwa inaitwa best in Kiswahili, ilikuwa inaangishwa somewhere here. Sasa shida tu nilipatana nayo along the way is mimi nililelewa ushago ile throughout, na Miguda alibatika kidogo akaenda mjini, na kwa hivyo alikuwa anaweza zungumza hii Kiswahili ya kusema mambo. Sasa mi nilikuwa nashindwa hiyo, lakini wakati nilipata nafasi kidogo tu ya kuenda mjini for only 2 weeks, when I went back to the village, Miguda can confirm.
ulikuwa unatesa.
Niliwatoa wote karibu niekewe best in Kiswahili.
Okay, sasa wewe ni tunaweza sema kwamba wewe ni baadhi ya wale wenzetu ambao labda tuseme kama saizi tunaelekea katika msimu wa Krismasi, ambao wakitoka Nairobi waende nyumbani, unapata kwamba watu walali, ile Kiswahili itakuwa inasemekana hapo, yani watu watakuwa na shida. Hiyo ni mara ya kwanza. Na pili, pia kuna tofauti kwa sababu kuna ile Kiswahili ya mjini, ile ambao watu wanazungumza. Tuseme kwamba kama saizi kuna ukienda Kayole, Umoja na hata Kibra na sehemu mbalimbali, utapata kwamba wako na lugha yao rasmi ama usemi yao rasmi ambao wanatumia, kama tuseme kama Lombo Tov, unajua hizo. Sasa hiyo kujua Kiswahili, lakini sasa kuna hiyo lugha pia tunaweza sema kwamba sanifu ama Miguda ni gani? Sanifu, ile Kiswahili sanifu ama
ningependa ya kwanza ningependa kudhibitishia Marco Bura alifanya vizuri wakati alitoka mjini, vile alirejelea ushago, alifanya vizuri sana kwa Kiswahili, na hata sasa hivi anafanya vizuri. Leo umeona vile anazungumza, anafanya vizuri. Sasa Marco Bura ni yule mwanafunzi ambaye anaweza fundishwa mpaka elewe, mpaka afanye vizuri. Hiyo tunazungumzia ni Kiswahili ya mtaa, hiyo tunaita Sheng. Kama Lombo Tov, hiyo ni kuna sehemu mbalimbali ambayo ukienda unapata kwamba lugha zinatofautisha, lakini Kiswahili yenye najua vizuri ni Kiswahili sanifu na Kiswahili mufti. Marco Bura anafaa kuzungumza mufti, si sanifu. Sanifu ni ile Kiswahili wanazungumza kina Raila Odinga, kina William Ruto, hiyo umri wanazungumza sanifu, lakini umri ya kizazi kipya wanazungumza mufti. Sasa mufti ndio hiyo tunazungumza saa hizi Marco Bura, na yeye anajua hiyo mufti. Tunaweza kusoma hiyo mufti katika darasa la 3, na yule mwalimu alikuwa anafundisha Kiswahili alikuwa amekwama sana kwa lugha, na hiyo mufti ndio nilikuwa nafanya vizuri sana. Mimi nilikuwa nafanya vizuri sana kwa hiyo mufti hata kuliko hiyo sanifu, lakini wakati nilikuwa katika kidato cha darasa la kwanza, sanifu ilikuwa inatoka katika syllabus. Tulikuwa tunaanza kukaribisha Kiswahili mufti, na wale waandishi wa Kiswahili mufti mmoja wao ulisema ni Wala bin Wala, na unamjua vizuri brother Benson.
Na hata pia kuna mwingine pia ambaye anajua kuzungumza Kiswahili mufti sana, anaitwa Munene Nyaga. Kama umesikia mtu anaitwa Munene Nyaga, Munene Nyaga yuko vizuri sana katika Kiswahili. So hiyo hapo kauli
hata mwalimu Ken Walibora
aliyekuwa, unajua Ken Walibora, kama we ni mfuataji sana ama mtu ambaye amependa kusoma sana, kuna kitabu ambayo alitoa. Hiyo kitabu ilikuwa kitabu mzuri sana, ilikuwa inaitwa Siku Njema. Mimi nakumbuka kwa sababu ni mtu ambaye nilikuwa nimependa kusoma sana hizo mavitabu. Kuna ile ilikuwa inaitwa Juma Mokosi, na Juma Mokosi, unajua ukisoma Siku Njema ni kitabu mzuri sana. Tena pia kuna kitabu pia mzuri sana, ukipata nafasi, kwa wale ambao wanatutazama, unaweza enda kuiangalia, utafute uisome. Kuna kitabu ilikuwa inaitwa Kiu, kitabu mzuri, inaongelea jamaa ambaye alikuwa ni tajiri kubwa sana. Unaweza kumbuka kuna mahali maandishi ilikuwa inasema zulia ambayo alikuwa na kanyaga ilikuwa imegharimu thamani ya pesa mingi sana. Kiswahili hiyo, asanteni sana baba. Unajua zulia ama mkeka, tuseme hivyo kwa ile lugha labda ambao kila mtu anaweza kupata vizuri. So asanteni sana. Thank you so much my brothers for coming in too late. It's late, but like we decided let's have a conversation. And everybody who is watching us, thank you so much for taking your time to be with us tonight. Oh, so there's so many things that are happening in the country right now. One of them is the opposition leader. I might call him so, Kizza Besigye. Kizza Besigye was in the country, and I think it was this week that Martha Karol was launching her book, Mema, we can call it. So he was supposed to be one of the guests there, but unfortunately, he was abducted, and he's now traced to be. He was traced to be in one of the military camps in Uganda. Actually, the wife tweeted that on Tuesday. Yeah. And today, I think he was arraigned before the courts. And if you know Kizza Besigye, Dr. Kizza Besigye is a big politician in Uganda. He's really competed Museveni, and he has gone through a lot, especially in Uganda. And he came to our country, and he was abducted. I don't know whether the security was aware, because that is a very big personality. He's not a common man that you could say, yeah, you know. So maybe your take before we got into the discussion of what we have today.
Okay, thank you. First, I want to say that you first asked something whether the security apparatus of the Republic of Kenya were aware, but I want to confirm here that such a thing cannot happen in the Republic without the authority and even the security of the country being aware of that. Dr. Kizza Besigye is a politician, a very steady politician in the Republic of Uganda. He's been in the opposition for quite some time. He has ensured and even fought for the lives and democracy and so many things in Uganda. As much as he has never gotten the opportunity to lead Uganda, but he has shown leadership. That is something that we have to, give a thumbs up to him, because, in Africa, we've have this behavior where someone is in a leadership position, especially the presidents. They've been mishandling the opposition leaders. We've seen that in Tanzania, we've seen that in Uganda, we've been seeing that in Kenya. It is like a norm, but it is so unfortunate that just because of competition is something that should be allowed. It is the people who should decide. If the people are maybe getting or loving a particular politician, then let the people decide. It is so wrong for politicians, especially those in power, to use power to start, making the lives of their opponents tough. That would mean that they don't respect even the voice of the people. They don't respect the other humans or people having a different opinion. Because from my understanding, I believe that anybody in the leadership position, you at least need someone who should be in a position, because when they're there, they can be seeing the negativities within. When you're in, it is tough for you to know what the people are going through or the negativities in your government. So the role of the opposition or people who are outside the government or your competitors, they're just there to remind you that you have a job, and if you can't do it, they're there to do it. But Daktari Kizza Besigye has been mishandled, and we pray that if the president of Uganda has too much power to do whatever he wants to do to that gentleman or politician, then we have the international and even the AU. They should, as much as they are not supposed to get involved in the internal affairs of specific countries, but at least they should speak up so that some level of democracy and respect prevails. It is so wrong, as much as we understand from from what we saw in the media, that he's been accused of trying to cause chaos or to even misuse. I don't know. There's some names of the security apparatus of Uganda, but to me, that is just a witch hunt. We've seen those, and the common things that we've been seeing. It is not right. The government of Uganda has to respect Mr. Besigye. You are muted.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Obura. And Migude too, I want you to weigh your thought, being that is happening in our country, knowing very well that we have a candidate that is vying for AU chairmanship, and this is happening at the heart of the country. How will other African nations look at us, you know? And secondly, the abduction has been in the country for quite some time. It's something that has always been talked about in the media so many times, even recently, a few days ago, the Catholics bishops raised about the abduction, and now is happening to a prominent uh, political figure in the East African bloc. How does that one sit with the country, and what does the international law says in situations like this?
Kizza Besigye, when he was abducted in the country, then later taken to Uganda, and you have said that is in the one of the barracks in the Ugandan. And you know, we have how we relate internationally, and that's why you have invoked the issue of international laws. There's international relations between state and the other state. In this our case, we have bilateral agreement because Uganda and Kenya, those are two states, and in the case of two states, it's more of a bilateral. And then even if there was any offense, by Kizza Besigye, because he was being accused, but if at all there was any offense, there is what we call extradition, whereby you can have a treaty between a member state, whereby you can take your suspect to another country. You can extradite that suspect, and he can be charged in that country. But here is whereby the guy has been abducted, which is in contrary with the provision.
Yep.
And where he has been abducted is Kenya. And Kenya, there have been abductions. We have had the fever of abductions. Abductions have been in the country for the last 6 months. There is no week can pass without abductions. And whereby we have invoked the issue of treaty in the international relations and treaty in how Kenya should relate with the Ugandan. Kenya had a history. You know, there was a time whereby Omar al-Bashir came to the country, and the ICC instructed Kenyan government to arrest Omar al-Bashir, but the Kenyan government never arrested Omar al-Bashir because they never wanted to interfere with the sovereignty of the where Omar al-Bashir was coming from. Whenever they are trying to arrest a prominent figure, in that case, Kizza Besigye, in abducting that prominent figure, they're interfering with the sovereignty of a state. And states should be independent, and no one should interfere with the sovereignty. And also there is the international relation where we relate with Uganda. You can come here, and also you can go to Uganda freely. And so it means that people are at risk, and there is no relationship well in the country. And you know, one of the reasons why there was foundation of the AU, African Union, one of the provisions was to promote peace and security in the continent. Now, if the security of an individual is at stake, and we have a candidate in the East Africa, and the person who is going to post that candidate is coming from Uganda, in Kenya candidate Raila Odinga, it does not send a good image to the African nation. It does not send a good image worldwide, because how are you going to promote peace and security and things like abducting a prominent figure in your neighboring country, and that person is going to propose you is happening in Kenya? And remember, Ruto is also one of the voters who's going to vote at AUC. It means that it sends a bad image to the country, and also it shows that we do not believe in the sovereignty of other nations. We don't believe in the sovereignty of the state. And we also send a bad image that we are not up to date to the bilateral relationship between Kenya and Uganda, whereby it should be peaceful. Remember, even when we had a failed coup in 1982, when Kenyan suspect escaped and went to Uganda, Tanzania, sorry, they were given a grace period. They were taken back to Kenya for trial in a manner that was decent, dignity manner. And those are the days where we were not even having the 2010 constitution. So it is a bad thing as a country. It shows that we do not believe in the rule of law, and also we do not believe in the international relations and international adherence, whereby the treaty that binds us with the Uganda, because Kenya and Uganda share many things in common internationally. We are part of the United Nations, and we also form part of the East African community. I think we're also members of the common market of Eastern and Southern Africa. So the point here is abduction in the country. I think they never wanted him to come and speak. That is so they are trying to deny him the right to speak. This act of derailing the process of democracy should end, because right now we have a candidate who people are going to look at in the AUC.
Okay, hopefully, maybe let's give it time. The government will have to communicate because, as I was saying earlier, it cannot happen in the country if the security apparatus, does not. If it happens without and it pass the intelligence of the security, then that that is raising even the security concern of of the country. Who are they who came and abduct him? So that's some of the questions that Kenyans might be asking. Before we also go to the discussion of about Babu Owino kind of launching his political party or unveiling or showcasing like the telltale signs that he might be moving out of ODM. Um, Mwaura has been expunged. Would I say that the best word from the WhatsApp group? I saw that, and it was done by one of the media stations. What is happening?
Isaac Maura has been expunged from the
Mm,
WhatsApp group as the
mm,
government spokesperson.
mhm.
It has
Sasa
he has been,
haezi ona what is taking place.
so he cannot know what is going on, and he cannot have that time even to address the nation. But
Uh-huh.
they have not done it formally,
Mhm,
and it is on the formally it is on the way. It's coming.
mhm,
That's what they did to Rigathi Gachagua. They first removed him from the WhatsApp group, then they later laid ground on impeaching him. In my opinion, Isaac Maura, to some extent, he has been trying to be independent in his submission to the state of the state of the nation as the government spokesperson.
yeah,
There's a time whereby he called media at KICC and he postponed that press briefing. So
yeah,
it's like there, there, there was a time where he misled the nation. People were waiting for him to speak about the state of the nation.
yeah.
Then later, never appeared. So due to his previous acts and activities, it
Mm,
sends signal that, because there was time whereby they were even making two different statements, one from
mm,
State House and the other one from KICC. So
yeah,
it means there is original government spokesperson and there is one who is not government spokesperson, and that one is Isaac Mwaura. That could be the reason why they are just laying ground to remove him formally, but before it come to be formal, they must
mhm.
remove him from the WhatsApp group.
Okay, thanks. I don't know why, because like we have uh Hussein Muhammad as is what? What is the role of Hussein Muhammad? Is for the state house, and we have the one for government. Hey, that is a duplication of work. Anyway, Makobura, thank you so much for coming back. And now let's dive in and look at what is happening, because this a tweet that Babu Owino posted, not a tweet. It was on Twitter and even in his pa- Facebook page. Yeah. And if you look at that, there are so many things that I can point out on Babu Owino post, and you can assist me too, Babu Owino. Let me go to his post. Let me go to his post. I don't know where the post is. If you look at the post that Babu Owino posted, one of it was the color. There were no orange colors in the post. Yeah, that is one factor that we say, like, what is happening. Yeah. Another thing that was also there was the feast, then Tibim. Yeah. Then vote 2027. What's going on? Is Babu Owino launching his political party? And will he become the Luo kingpins? And what are the roadblocks that he will get?
Okay, thank you. Maybe before I get into that, I left when we were talking something small to sort. When we were talking about abduction, I wanted to say here that, just the way I had said it, it cannot happen. You cannot be abducted, especially when you're a foreigner, a political, a politician of the magnitude of, Kizza Besigye, without the knowledge of the government here in Kenya. They were aware. And what was happening was, Dr. Besigye just came to Kenya. He was invited by Martha Karua. And Martha Karua has been a fighter for the rights of people, similar to Daktari, and also more of times, the activism in them is high, and that is what unites them. And so when Daktari came here, he just came to give a speech on the day that a good friend was, releasing or launching her book. So it was so unfortunate that he was followed over here, and they took him. The most painful bit, or the thing that we don't understand as a people, is the issue of an abduction is not a topic that we're just talking about today. This is something that we've talked about. The government has been asked, the president himself, about the abductions. International, the international community has raised the similar issue. There's even a case in the court, that is challenging the abductions that we've had in the country. And what we are seeing is that Kenya is not safe for especially political foreigners who have flown to seek for refuge over here. And Kenya is actually,
he came for book launch.
He didn't do that, but I'm talking about the other abduction that just happened the other day. And the reason why even there's a case that Kenya has to answer in the courts.
Yeah.
So what we are saying is the abductions should not happen. Whether people are Kenyans or foreigners, they have a right of movement. If the government of Uganda wanted Daktari Besigye, they would have waited for him. He was not going to stay here. He was just going to give a speech, and then later on he would have gone to his home. So all this abracadabra that we are seeing between the government of Kenya and Uganda should stop. Something else that you talked about was the issue of Babu Owino. Babu Owino is a young, ambitious politician, and my friend here knows very well he really respects this man, Babu Owino. Babu Owino has come with several slogans, including Tibim, including RIA, and from his social media, he was saying that RIA means Real Inclusive Agenda. And when he talked about Tibim, he was saying that together in building inclusive movement or transforming ideas beyond imaginations and measure. And then after that, he posted his photo with the blue background and with a written form with a writing, vote 2027. And this sign that he has always had, this is a sign we've seen him do this side most of the time whenever he's giving his speech. So I think if suppose he's coming with a political party with the same branding, then I would say that this was a bright idea, and he has just copied or carried on, the format of everything that is been doing politically.
Yeah.
To add something on Babu Owino, I want to tell you here that I do work, I do interact. Babu Owino is known and loved by people, not just the Luo community where he comes from, but is recognized even with the Mountaineers. For a longer period of time, we've never had Mountaineers, giving an ear or trying to even listen to someone from this other side. But what we've seen is Babu has been accepted in all the regions in the Republic of Kenya. And if he continues with the same momentum, if he decides that he's coming with a political party, I want to assure you here in this channel and market, internet never lies. This party that Babu Owino is coming with, it is going to terrorize ODM like something else. And ODM is going to actually end very soon in the Luo Nyanza region. Because what we are seeing is this is a party that is going to unite all those people who have not been given a fair ground to fight politically. If you are aware, you've seen several times in Luo land, there's a good number of politicians who have good leadership quality. But since no one knows them in ODM, since they don't have enough money or they've never been in ODM for quite some time, they've always failed. I can give you a good number of examples, but that we'll talk about some other day. That is my
Okay.
take.
Thank you so much. And you've talked about, hey, Miguda, did he just leave? What happened? Okay, I was supposed to invite Miguda and ask him. You've talked about the Luo politics, and he can live with a good number of people. But let us just be very sincere. When you look at the politics of Luo, I think ever since the political process of leadership started, the political has always originated from the Oginga family. That is a fact. There is no any other family in the greater Luo nation that has controlled the politics of the Luo nation. Yeah, because the politics of Luo nation started from the Jaramogi himself. Then after coming from Jaramogi, he came to the Raila. We had several Luo leaders who have been in the political field but did not have that influence of having that following or taking the Luo from the leadership of the Oginga family. And if you're very keen on how there's a brand of politics, or we can call it, there's the style of politics that the is being played in of the Jaramogi's family, that each and every member of parliament or leaders that have been elected, they've played that brand of politics. Yeah. Now Babu Owino is coming with his political, let's say he's coming with his political party. How will he navigate or how will he overcome the brand of politics of the first family of the Luo in politics and his brand of politics? Because the brand of politics of Babu Owino is quite much different. And this may be informed from his upbringing.
Yeah.
Because Babu Owino, from his talking, Babu Owino is somebody that was brought up in a struggling family. That percentage of many families share that experience. Nyalenda, he has
Yeah.
spoken of it about. And if you look at the brand of politics of Babu Owino, is a people first politics.
Yeah.
He negotiates on behalf of his people. He doesn't negotiate on his behalf. Even if he talks
Yeah.
about the people of his constituency, you will always hear Babu saying that my people. Yeah. And as compared to the brand of politics that I would say that is portrayed by the Oginga family, whereby it's them. They negotiate on behalf of them.
Okay, maybe I give my opinion and then Meguda would come and do the two. Give his two opinion on the one that you had asked. He was not him, and then he comes in. In Lowland, the reason why I believe Babu Owino is going to manage, and maybe first to answer the question why you've talked about, there's a good number of Luo leaders who have always tried to outshine Raila, but they've never managed. The reason being the likes of this guy who comes from this politician who comes from Homa Bay, the one that whenever he gets time to speak, he just hurl insults to Raila Amolo Odinga and
Who is that?
his followers. The UDA, is he from Migori or
Oh, that was
Odoyo-
that
Odoyo-
before.
Odoyo-
Odoyo Wedi?
Yeah.
I wanted to give that example because you cannot outshine Raila Amolo Odinga if you want to come out and start insults. The reason why the brand of Raila Amolo Odinga has existed for quite some time is he's never focused too much on insults, but what he has done is he has focused on, every constituency. He has empowered one or two, and he has ensured that they have what it takes. If
What
he gives
kind of
them,
empowerment?
I'm coming to that. What he has done is he has empowered them in this manner. He has made a good relationship. For example, let me talk about Nyakach constituency or Kisumu. Let me talk about Kisumu County as a whole. The reason why Raila has managed to ensure that the Kisumu people are in him and are in his party is one, he has ensured that all top bright political class in that area are his close friends. Let's start from Professor and all those people who have ever existed in Lowland. And if you see those who have tried going against Raila are those who, at one point or another, has gotten the opportunity to serve within ODM. The likes of Wakili, this member of parliament who stood for Nairobi Central and then failed. He was at some point, he left ODM, went to Jubilee. Was it Jubilee or TNA? Secretary General. We have ever hosted him here. What was his name?
Honorable Kennedy Ondia.
Onyangolo.
Onyangolo. The likes of Onyangolo, at some point, they've been too close with Raila Amolo Odinga. And whenever politicians get too close, he has ensured that as much as they're leaving to go either get something outside, at long last, they will still come back. Onyangolo left, went, and then he came back again. At some point, when he was coming back, he
Makobwe,
understood. Yes.
just wait. And that's the reason why I'm asking you, how will Babu Owino play? Because Babu Owino has that brand of politics that is, if you compare the brand of politics of Raila Amolo Odinga and Babu Owino, especially in the Luo Nyanza, it's much different.
The examples that I've given are all tactics.
How will Babu Owino overcome that so that if he leaves or with this political party, he's not going to come back and play the same political?
The examples that I've given are all tactics. What Babu Owino is going to, I don't know whether he's going to come with, but these are advice that you're giving. If he wants to succeed, first he has a youthful character. And again, the citizens are fed up being led by old people. A good number of population of Kenya comprises of youths. So youths are the ones who are suffering in this country. And if you can remember when people are going for demonstration, those who went for demonstration, majority were youths. That clarifies the fact that youths are more active and they know what is happening. If someone who is old, who has been in politics for quite some time, comes to them, they will not really resonate very fast with them. And if you see even what Peter Salasya is doing, So many people have liked what he's doing. And again, somehow he has tried to open the minds of people. And people have gotten to a point where they're saying, oh, even these young people can do something. And so with Babu coming in to come with a political party, there's a good number of youths or young people who have been going for these positions, but they've never gotten to a position where they're even taken through party primaries just because they don't have money, just because they are not too close with the political class that is run by Raila Amolo Odinga and the ODM, and that has excluded majority of youths. So with the new party coming in,
Mhm.
I believe that there hasn't been a good grasp of it. Wale ambao wako karibu na Babu Owino hawajaenda into every constituency to a point where they're saying that this is our man. If you don't respect or talk to him rightly, you're not going to be given a ticket. And that is what has made the ODM to prosper, because in every constituency, they have the appointment. And if you're not in good terms with the
Mhm.
appointment will take a negative information to the parties, and you'll never get closer to the ruling power.
Oh, Makobura, I tend to agree with you. I disagree with you in before Miguda comes in, because one thing that has always controlled the politics of Luo Nyanza is one is about the tradition. Yeah, we've never the Luo Nyanza have never experienced any alternative leadership. Yeah, from since the Jaramogi, the father of Raila Odinga, started politics and um, bring the politics of the Luo. There's no any other alternative that has always come. Remember, we've had people like Tom Boya, despite doing all the best, yeah, they did not manage to sway so many Luo leaders or Luo people to go with them. We've always voted in one basket, and this is the brand of politics that has always come with it. That we have to be in the one basket. If you try to come with alternatives, not Babu is not the first person to come with alternative. We had Nyongo. Nyongo came with alternative. Orengo came with alternative. But what happened?
Brother, Brother Ben, I totally agree with you. And remember, I've clarified that this is a country that comprises of a majority of youths.
Yeah.
And Babu coming in as a youth is an mind opener to the youths.
Yeah.
And the problems, remember, if we try to look at the
Mm.
circumstances that we are in right now is different with what we were or how we were in 2002 or in 1997,
Yeah.
or by the time the likes of, the one that you just mentioned, the bright, the guy,
Tomboya.
Tomboy.
Mhm.
The circumstances are different. And again, now we've gotten to a point where majority of people are youths. Their thinking and how they look at things is quite different. And that is why I'm saying the old tactics of managing politics, like the ones that Raila has had, are going to fade away, because the people have broken out of that bondage. Majority of young people cannot relate. They don't. If you want to start telling them that Raila got us from here, took us to here, they will not reason. They will not understand you. And that is what is happening even in the Mount Kenya region. That is what is happening in the Rift Valley. The young people have gotten to a point where they don't want to relate with the cultural, ati kuambiwa that ati sijui mbuzi ilikatwa, watu wakaapa ya kwamba ikifika hii wakati hatutapea sijui the family of kina nani, sijui hatutapea sijui mtu lazima katwe. Those kind of mentality are getting out. What people are looking at this time is
Mhm.
what unites them. And what is uniting the Luo people,
Mhm.
majority of them, is the fact that majority are youths and they're suffering. And the people in leadership, majority of them are old people. They don't understand what the youths are going through. And that is why I've said, with the new force coming in, I'm telling you, it is going to vibe with them.
Okay. Thank you so much. And Meguda, I want to come to you about the brand of politics. When you look at the brand of politics of Babu Owino and the brand of politics of Raila Amolo Odinga, these politics are quite much different. And you find, especially the history has it the majority even of many of the politicians from Luo Nyanza, many of them, about 99, around 99% of them, have been mentored by Raila Odinga. Yeah. And they played that brand of politics, you know. So when you look at Babu Owino, because Babu Owino is trying to come out of that brand of politics, because, for instance, when you look at the politics, especially the politics of Kenya, it's about, when you talk about the big pin, I mean, kingpins, they negotiate on behalf of the communities in the national politics. Yeah. And that's why when coalitions are being formed, or parties are coming together, you talk in terms of your community. What am I going to get from here? And at the long run, those negotiations do not benefit the community 99%. Maybe 20% can benefit the community, and 80% will go to the negotiator, Yeah. But when you look at Babu Owino is coming with this kind of politics that, okay, it is for my people. Yes, you negotiate on behalf of your people, not on behalf of yourself. So how will he navigate that brand politics, that kind of politics that has always been in the community, and become the king of that nation?
Before I respond to the issue of the politics of the Luo Nation, Odinga and Babu, let me first begin with the poster which Babu Owino posted on the X Space handle. You have said that there is no orange color, but me I saw a light orange. If you look at that poster very keenly, there is 2027. That 2027, there is not a light orange. And that 27, that light orange is like a new beginning. It's like a new dawn from the dark orange to light orange. The dark orange is the old
Yeah.
generation. The
Mhm.
light orange is the new generation. It's trying to communicate to the people that we are getting to a new era, the new young person. And the reason why Marco Bura was categorical about Babu Owino, and he was very confident, because Babu Owino has got an opportunity whereby we have a leader who is old, who is aged, and is a young person. So he can use that space, that gap of age, to succeed the aged person. If
Yeah.
you go to the feast, that feast on the Tibim,
Mhm.
Tibim is a revolutionary word, and whenever it is used in a gathering, it boosts the morale of the people to continue with the cause of the struggle. And if you look at that feast, most of the revolutionaries, people like Castro, people like Che Guevara and Ochoa, they use that feast. And you know the history of Ochoa, the history of Che Guevara, and the history of Fidel Castro. They led successful revolutions. You have talked about the brand of politics of ODM or of Raila Odinga and Babu Owino. Before I delve into that discussion much, first, when Raila was young, around Babu's age, Raila was playing the same politics Babu is playing. Remember, Raila was also accused of failed coup of 1982. Raila was detained like, I don't know, 7 years or 9 years. The same politics Babu Owino is playing at his younger age is the same politics Raila used to play when he was at a younger age. Raila only, the character of a young person fed off Raila as he was towards 40, 50, 60. So Babu has not committed any offense by playing the current politics he's playing. These are the things the young people do, and those are the things that, and these are the things that are going to propel Babu Owino. So as Babu grows old, he will just automatically play the current. He cannot behave like Raila today. He can't play
Yeah.
the pulse of Raila today, because there must be distinction between
Yeah.
age, between old person and a young person. Therefore, the reason why we are saying Babu Owino as an opportunity, the circumstances are different. When Nyong'o and Orengo were trying to compete Raila, 97 and 202, respectively, these people are almost Odinga's age. There's no way they were in the same age bracket and they were going to succeed someone of their age. It was very impossible. But this is not whereby an aged person with almost exiting the stage, and there's that young person who is ambitious. So there's that gap that people are seeing, that's opportunity. And like what Nyongo and Orengo were trying to do on those times. Those are different circumstances. And also remember, during the time of Raila, among his peers, he was the best among them. During the time of Babu right now, among his peers, he is the best among his peers. So definitely he's destined to lead that generation. The way Raila was destined to lead their generation. That's why even those people could have not compete Raila. And even if you bring the issue of Tom Mboya in this argument, Tom Mboya was killed, was shot before he finished his ambition. Who knew? Maybe Luos could have rallied behind Tom Mboya if he would be alive. We don't know what could have happened if Tom Mboya was left to live, because
Mhm.
his life was cut short. So you cannot say that there was no one to challenge Jaramogi. There was one to challenge Jaramogi, but the problem was Tom Mboya was not given a chance to live. Babu Owino, where Babu Owino has reached, is
Mhm.
not. You cannot compare him with Raila when Raila was coming, was as a young person, because Raila, remember, was elected in Langata. And Langata, by that time, it was predominantly Luos. So it was like a more of a Luo constituency in Nairobi. Babu Owino has been elected twice in Embakasi East. Embakasi East is not predominantly Luos. Embakasi East is a cosmopolitan constituency. It, it has all the tribes in this country. And Babu Owino has done some extraordinary work that Raila never did when Raila was in parliament. One, Babu Owino has appeared in Nairobi. He has appeared as the top performing member of parliament in the entire country. He has appeared as the second best. Raila never appeared the top performing MP in Nairobi. Raila never appeared as the second best in the country. Babu Owino, to some extent, he was offering some online classes to the younger generation. The
Mhm.
people whom Babu Owino was teaching in 2027, they will be voters. They will be voting. And Babu
Yeah.
Owino offered these classes, and it goes viral beyond Nairobi, northeastern, coastal, eastern, western, central province. Babu
Mhm.
Owino as that national figure, which he has attract the young people, particularly because the young people are the one who are updated, they are online, they have access to technology, internet, so they understand what's going on very well. So if there's no way you can give the young people an introductory about Babu Owino, they know him better than you. So the way Babu is approaching this succession is bringing a new trajectory compared to what Raila did. And also, you must understand the circumstances and the dynamics of the politics of the time. They cannot play similar. It can't happen the way it happened for Raila. And right now, the reason why we are saying Babu Winu stand a chance, we have to live with this fact. Though if you go to ask people, the old people, they are
Mhm.
living in denial. The fact is, at one point in life, Raila must exit Kenyan politics. Raila is not
Yeah.
there for eternity.
Yeah.
And look at the alternative. And by Babu Owino trying to bring the issue of TBIM, a new political party, TBIM is emerging from ODM. So he's telling people that we are coming from ODM, and in ODM, we can decide, we can have what we call self-determination. We can decide as youths because we have been given opportunity. Now, within that ODM, we can form our own political party because that is a free in the constitution of Kenya that you can form any political party, you can join any political party. So it's trying to bring a new trajectory in the politics of the country. That's why Marco Bura was saying Babu Owino had a chance to win Nairobi gubernatorial with a party outside ODM because the youths are yearning for that change. And that
Mhm.
change, they are seeing it from Babu Owino because if someone can stand against the traditions, someone can stand against the visual norm. When the person people view that, if you must bring something which is new to people for people to perceive you as someone who can be a leader. But if you maintain the tradition, I do not see people accepting you.
Okay. Thank you so much and for your view because one of the things that also I want us to and Makobura will look about it and I think like I've not gotten the right answer that I was looking for because when you look at even the, the founders of these first families that are said to have ascent to power, there is that connectivity with the family and the community, you know. And for instance, look at the Kenyatta family. There's that connectivity with the community where he hails from. When you look at the family of let's say who in Western Kenya, we had um Musinde Muliro, which I've not seen some of their families, but there's that connectivity between them and the society because they're seen as the pillar of that community. And you find that the politics that they do, or the politics of that particular area, revolve around their ideology, you know, that it is not very easy for you to take um, the people from that ideology or that kind of politics to transcend to a new system. For instance, I just want to bring you, because Babu is we everybody is saying, and everybody would love to, even if you go to the comments, they feel like it is the right time for Babu. Yeah. But if you look at our history in our country, the leadership of the political of history has been in the Jaramogi's family. Jaramogi started it, then Raila Odinga inherited it. And they have that brand that they play. You know, look at on how even when people go for negotiation, yeah, how do the positions are being shared? Yeah, is it shared to the communities, or first of all you look at the people who are close associate? You know, you come to after the position has been shared. We've seen people who have gone to Mandamando. Some of them have lost their lives. Like these things are being sometimes being forgotten. People do not talk about them until it comes. And let's say if you look at Babu Owino, these are some of the Babu Owino, what the Babu Owino is demanding, you know. And if you can tell me that, then there's this the controlling of the community, because you have a political party. Yeah. So the community are controlled in a very intelligent way. We might say that all the community members are within a political party. Or if you try to have a divergence view, they said, okay, you're somebody who wants to don't want us to progress, which sometimes does not come from Raila Odinga himself, because Raila might give people the space to do that. But now the followers might say, okay, you are here to sabotage if you're coming with different um, thinking. So how will, if in case is going to do that, how will you navigate such like traditions that have been there, that brand of politics?
Okay, thank you. I wanted to compare political parties to companies, and I want to give you an example. We've got Safaricom in Kenya, we've got Airtel in Kenya, we've got Telcom in Kenya. They all have, are doing the same thing.
Yeah.
But the reason why Safaricom has gotten to where it is it has ensured that it has captured the citizens. It has ensured that it can give some small gifts to the people, and with the foundation that they are running, I don't know, for paying fee and everything. So as much as Airtel does the same provision of what Safaricom does, people would still say, and again, Safaricom has invested in what we call their network, and that is what really people cares about. So the big political parties similar to ODM, they've done what we call, they've also tried to invest it to a point where they've convinced the people. And there's a group of people who have, they've gotten to a point where they're saying, this is the only political party, and this is the party that they fail because it has been sold to them that this party has fought for us, that this party brought the constitution. That is the mentality out here. Let's be factual. And so, especially in lowland, there's a group of people who feels that the kind of fighting and all the positive things that we've received has came out of the stability that has been there in ODM and the consistency of the leader. So a new party is coming in, led by with the party leader called Babu Owino. My opinion is the people ODM has been in Lowland, it has invested, it has roots, it is strong. But there's something that ODM has done that is making the people find it tough to reason with it or to realign with it. The same way with the same companies that I was giving you. Safaricom is doing good. Safaricom is doing better. But Starlink has just come in. And what is the reception? You know, we are not advertising either, but that feeling of the people, there's some excitement that, you know what, this person is giving us this product, but at a higher cost. So the thinking in lowland or in the country is similar because
Yeah.
majority of the consumers currently are youths. And they're saying that the person who is coming with this thing is also a youth. And the kind of politics, TB na kukimbia na kufuatana na watu, those are the things that the youths wanapenda. Sahii uambia youth ati tunaenda maandamano, hao watu wametufanya tunateseka. I'm telling you they will go. And that is what Babu represents. If you remember how Babu became famous, is through the maandamanos and being a leader of the the university. Kila wakati alikuwa anapeleka watu whenever they felt that there was something that was not being done right. And that is what the activism nature is in the blood of youths. The youth of the Republic of Kenya have, majority of them, have nothing to do. So, okay, it's not that they have nothing to do. They have the energy, but they don't have a place to take that energy. They are learned, they don't have a place to,
Yeah.
there are no companies to use the learning or the brains that they have. So what they are left for is if anyone tells them or gives them a reason that, you know what, you're not at work because Brother Ben here has decided to close the company, of course they will go to demonstrate. And that is why I'm telling you, if the likes of Babu, Didi, and all these things, Peter Salasia, if they come in and they come with the activism bit or thinking, the youths will automatically get into those vehicles and they will feel, they're already feeling excited. And that
Okay.
is why Raila's most of time been strong in lowland because, uko lowland, youths wanakwanga very active and you know that. And again, most youths who are coming from lowland, not just lowland, but also this from the western part. If you see the people who have been going for Mandamano, especially in Luo, I mean in within the city, Nairobi, most of them are, people from the western or the Luo Nyanza, and most of them are youths. Go to Jacaranda. Who are the leaders? Luos and the lawyers you get. And who are they? They are still youths. Reason being the activism nature that they've been brought up. The thinking that Raila is an activist, as an activism mind, and that is what has been instilled in them, and they believe that with that activism, that is what they can use to get whatever they want, and that is why I'm still saying that with that thinking and that political style, Babu is going to manage to
Okay.
penetrate Nyanza and also in other parts of the country.
Okay. Thank you so much because I know when you come to place like Nairobi is a cosmopolitan, and in the internet, if you want to gauge the reception or the view of the people from the internet is doing good. But when I was just trying to look at the politics side of it, especially on how the Kenyan politics usually plays, and that's why you are calling the name of Ndindi Nyoro, Peter Salasia. So which means by evoking these names, it means there's a place there, a region they are representing that might also be sharing that vision with Babu Owino. But if you come to the Nyanza region is kind of very, very different if you look in terms of the political inheritance. You cannot compare it to other areas. Let's say
Ben, can I tell you, something?
Yeah.
The reason why Nyanza has been a little bit different is because Raila has never gotten to power. If Raila would have managed to capture presidency, by now he would have automatically given that seat to someone else. It is because of that consistency that he has shown And with the people thinking that what he has not gotten. The good thing with the people of Nyanza is that the sympathetic nature or character in them has always made them, to stand with Raila. He loses and then Raila comes to them, you know what, hawa watu walinifanyia hivi, mtafanyia mimi aje? And then the people
Now,
get that thinking. And then, hata
now,
mimi, I remember there's a point nilijiambia, I'm not going to do this again. But then he came with that formula and I found myself body.
now, that's now the brand of politics I was talking about. That brand that you are saying.
It
So
is different now
it's no,
because
Makobura,
it
as much.
is.
Let me, before I bring in Miguda, as much as we might agree, I'm not saying that Babu Owino cannot lead. Yeah, I'm not saying that, but I'm looking at it in terms of politics. On in terms of politics, on how the leadership, where the politics originated. The politics of the Luo Nyanza originated from the Oginga Odinga family. Yeah,
Yes,
and it
yes.
started with Oginga Odinga, and people listened to them. The whole community, it is that the community listen without a party or not a party. Yeah, it's not about the party, but it's about the family. Because even today, if Raila can say today that I'm leaving ODM and I'm starting a particular party, that will be the end of ODM. Everybody will go there. It's not about the political party, but it is
I
about the influence. The
I agree
influence
with you.
Baba have.
I agree with you. If Raila decides that he's not going for AU and Babu
Yeah.
also comes with his party, I
Yes.
want to clarify and to put it clear here that Babu will go nowhere. That
Yeah.
is, if Raila maintains
Yeah.
the ground that is still going to be here himself, if it is a matter of presidency, is the one going for that presidency, then I want to confirm here that is still going to be relevant. But should he make a move of exiting the political environment, then I'm also confirming here that Babu Owino is going to take over from him.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Obura. Now, Miguda, Makobura is now agreeing, yeah, that when Baba is still in without going to AU, then Babu Owino cannot have that chance to inherit that constituency. Based on one, the political history, where it started, the family of the Oginga Odinga family plays a major role. Yeah. If you look at the leaders who have really tried, yeah, to migrate the major Luo from the Ogingas, nobody has ever managed that. Nobody in the history. Nobody. Even during the time of Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, you can talk of Peter Oloaringo. Those Peter, is it Omamo Kaliech, not Oloaringo? During the time of Omamo Kaliech, both of them. Miguda, what is your take?
First, I would like to state that you have said if Raila abandon ODM today and form another political party, ODM will die a natural death and people will automatically migrate to that party. If that is the case, then let him abandon ODM and form that party so we can see if it can come to reality. Another thing I want to say is that Babu Owino, there are things we have to agree. During the time of Raila and the lives of Mama Kaliech, the lives of Nyong'o, those were peers. They were of the same age. And that time, Raila was the man to watch. Raila was seen as the next heir apparent to the Jaramogi Oginga Odinga. So there was no way you are going to compete him. And even in terms of popularity, in terms of activists, this someone who has been detained without trial, someone is coming with a rich history in politics. So it was not easy for his peers to compete in. We have said that we understand that Raila Odinga still stand as the Luo Kingpin and still stand as the party leader of ODM. But the question I will ask you people is, if you at all you are saying that Babu Owino cannot succeed Raila in the event that Raila is in the country or outside the country, the question is, because Raila at one point must go home, Raila is not going to be there permanent. Then
Yes.
if not Babu Owino, who? If not Babu Owino, who is that person? Give us the alternative.
Miguda, what we are agreeing on here is one. Yeah. all that you are saying is okay. Yeah, nobody is much seen as Raila Odinga's successor apart from Babu Owino. There is nobody who can match that. That is beyond reasonable doubt. But my question is, but right now, can he manage? Because if what he has posted, because those are telltale, you know, those are telltale based on how things have been happening and what is happening in ODM. Remember when positions were being given, Babu Owino was not considered, yeah, in any position.
Brother Ben, you know what Miguda is saying. I partly agree with him
Yeah,
because he's trying to put it in this context that we are talking about Babu Owino today,
yeah,
and we are talking about the current politics and the current thinking of the people
yeah,
and the decisions which are going to be made in future.
true.
The examples that is given and what you've given, we concur. Personally, I concur. I accept. I mean, I agree with the fact that during the times of Nyongo, Orengo, and the rest, they all had to fight so that they would be noticed by the people. But Raila outsmarted them, and that's a fact. And the reason why he outsmarted them is because his political moves and characters were much appreciated by the people than the likes of Orengo and the likes of Nyong'o, because these other gentlemen were being seen as people who were sidelining with the government,
Yeah,
a government that had tortured the Luo land by then. So Raila was seen as someone having a different opinion to those people who had leadership, who were in leadership by then. So what we are talking about now here is we are in 2024.
yeah,
We are headed to 2027. So far, Raila Amolo Odinga has confirmed that he's going for the AUC.
yeah,
And should he manage, Raila Amolo Odinga is going to be the party leader of ODM. Raila Amolo Odinga is not going to be on the ballot come 2027. And again, that would mean that the Luo land would have been, the political leader or the seat of the Kingpin would have been left vacant.
yeah.
And that is the question that we are asking, who is going to fill it?
Okay.
And what we are saying is this:
Mhm.
the only person who can fill it is one Babu Owino.
Yeah,
But mark you, we've also maintained one thing, that if Raila is not going to go for the AU,
yeah.
if Raila decides that he's coming back, you know what, to
Mhm.
go for 2027 general election, then Babu Owino is not going to manage now.
Okay, and now I agree with that. But now, based on what is happening, what Babu Owino posted, and if you go to that post, yeah, people tend to feel that Babu Owino might be forming a political party, you know, and
And
and if he's forming his political party, we are looking at the histories that has happened, especially when it comes to Nairobi. It's okay because it quite might be a Cosmo, yeah, which he might win. But now we are
let
going.
me, I agree with you.
Mm,
You are asking at what the people on the ground in Lowland, someone in Oma Bay, someone in Migori, in Kisumu,
mhm.
how they are going to welcome one Babu Owino.
Yeah,
I want to confirm to you again that should Raila confirm to the people of Nyanza that they are out, that he is out of the politics,
mhm.
the local politics,
Yeah,
then automatically, even those close supporters, those fanatical supporters of one Raila Amolo Odinga, they will have nowhere to go.
true.
What people have loved with Raila Amolo Odinga is how he has played his politics and the energy that he brings it with.
Mhm.
I also want to confirm here again that if Raila Amolo Odinga decides to appoint or to say that today the governor of Homa Bay is going to take over my place as Raila Amolo Odinga, I want to tell you that the people are not going to buy it. Reason being, the circumstances are different. The thinking is different. The generation that we are dealing with here is different. The history, as much as history is there, we've been told history, we are not going to buy it. And the youth are not going to buy it. They are going to look at things as it's it is happening today.
Let
And
me
Miguda would actually agree with me. You can let him also say his point. I
let me
believe he's
yes,
agree.
I understand. Let me just bring in Miguda, but something that I would want to tell you, you know, people might not buy it, but people will go with it. Because let me tell you,
If they don't buy it, they are going to buy what?
no,
What are they going to
they're
buy?
not buying it because let me just tell you because let me give you a typical example on scenarios that have really happened in especially in the political field when it comes to Luo Nyanza. How many times have people, especially leaders who are not liked on the ground, have ended up being elected or given certificate? And what has people? Have you ever even seen people protest? The only time that people protested was when the Kisumu Central guy, he was called who? Aduk. Yeah, he
Yeah.
had massive. Yeah, and people protested, and he gave Ron run for his money, but he did not win because what will come is that it is our time, and there's somebody who wants to take it away from us. A
The
typical example.
sufferings, the
Yeah,
sufferings that you've seen in this country,
I'm just
the
giving you another.
sufferings.
I'm just giving you another typical example. Tuju, you know, when Tuju ran for Ariada, nobody knew Tuju, and Tuju was nominated in his absentia. But when he came, yeah, he got the ticket. So it tells you that Baba has a say in the Luo Nyanza. Yeah,
Yeah.
look, typical example even here in Migori County when John Pesa was running against Ochila Yako, everybody knew that Ochila Yako was going to lose. But what happened? And remember, Ochila Yako came from independent candidate. He was not member of ODM, from independent candidate. And even when Ben Olochokelo died, when he ran for the senator for the left years, you know, by then when he was running for the Senate, he came from independent candidate. He was not a member of
Yes.
ODM. Yeah. But Baba
Brother Ben,
yeah.
I agree with you. I totally agree with you. But the point that I'm disagreeing with you is one,
Yeah.
there is a revolution which just happened in the Republic of Kenya. And with this revolution, the political view has happened. As much as the field is still the same, the forest is still the same.
Mhm.
But I want to tell you that the forests are a little bit slippery. It is not easy for monkeys to just jump from one to the other. Because what is currently happening is, the thinking of the people of Kenya, and that's why I'm telling you here, even me, our politics is more of tribal. We've always said that here.
Tribal. It's not
It
moral.
is,
It is
yeah, it
tribal.
is, it is tribal, and the people went for demonstration not so long ago, and for the first time, this was a demonstration that included everyone. And among the slogans that people are using were, "We are tribeless, we are partyless." The only thing that unites us is the fact that we are tunalala njaa, is the fact that wote tukienda shule hatuna pesa ya kulipa karo, is the fact that the price of petrol and whatever was high. The only thing that united the people of Kenya was the suffering. And that is where you saw a multitude of people went and even invaded, the parliament. What does that clarify? The thinking of the people, who majority are youths, they are thinking as separated from what was happening, and that is why this time round you are seeing, as much as unaona hii mambo ya impeachment ya Kashagwa. I'm telling you, if we had ile mentality before hii demonstration and revolution, the Kikuyus would not have allowed their son to be impeached. That's a clear indication that, you know what, he had his problems. Among them, he had been seen as someone who was trying to, widen the tribalism. And there's a group of people, even those who are coming from the Mount Kenya region, who say that anyway, tukikaa tu chini, this guy is dividing us. He's making us, we the people of mountain, to be, watu wengine, the other tribes wameanza kutuview in some way. So some of them are actually accepting the fact that as much as he's going, he was tribal. Reason being, the thinking ile kasumba na ile yenye ulikuwa naambiwa ati tuliapa sijui tukakunywa sijui nini, hiyo kitu imeanza kutoka. The thinking of the people is changing. The youths are doing a revolution in this country, and let's give Migoda a chance.
Migoda,
Pia anakonga kwa ground.
Migoda, mimi leo ni kama na sikubaliani na nyinyi hiyo kuhusu hii Babu Owino. We kwako iko vipi?
But you are entitled to your opinion. It's good.
Yeah, I'm entitled to it.
You are entitled to your opinion. There's no problem. You don't need to agree with us, but also we also have to say the facts. Whether you agree with us or not, it's not a point. The facts are with us. Let me bring it before I come in. You asked about this issue of lineage, family in the politics of the country. By the time Jaramogi in 1994, when Raila was playing his politics in 2007, that's when I could trace the politics clearly. From 2007, 2013, 2017, and even 2022. Whenever they had that platform to address the Luo nation, they could come to the narrative like, when Jaramogi was alive, Jaramogi alituambia hivi. So they want that spirit of Jaramogi just leave, and remember Raila is the one who is is the one who is living. It means that they don't want Jaramogi to die, whether even he's dead, but that they want that spirit to continue. Whatever he said, whatever he used to do, Jaramogi used to do this, Jaramogi to say this, Jaramogi. But remember, Jaramogi is dead. The person we are dealing with is Raila Odinga. Right now, we are saying that Raila Odinga is the current ODM. We are not in dispute. He's a Luo Kingpin. He's whatever Kingpin. Even he is the Africa Kingpin. Give it whatever you want to give him.
Yeah.
Fine. But the fact must remain, Raila must exit the stage at one point in life. And if Raila exits at one point, who among current leaders in ODM can succeed Raila, if not Babu Owino? Who has showcased all the things required for a leader to go on? So the question here should be, how can Babu take from Odinga? But who will take from Odinga in case anything happen? Is Babu. And what Makubura was telling you is that the people who are supporting Raila, there are things they are missing currently.
Yeah.
The people who have been supporting Raila, they are missing things like mandamano. They are missing things like demonstration, protest. They are missing someone who can criticize current government. That's what they like. When you are criticizing government, you are talking about Adani, talk about Chief Sharp. They like those things. Those are things that they look, if you go to Bunge la Wananchi, they are discussing that Raila ameshika yule jamaa. Unaona vile ameshika. So if Raila hajashika mtu right now, people are like, who can shika huyu jamaa? That's why Babu was telling people that.
And the politics is now boring.
Yeah, and now
to come in.
The people say that, but the people say that when Raila goes to AUC, they will automatically shift to Babu. And you heard that clip I sent you the other day.
Yeah,
the reason, the point that people must agree also. When Babu was given an opportunity to be the presidential team of Raila Odinga in 2017 and 2022 respectively, Babu was one of the presidential team and he was representing the youths. Babu used that platform cleverly to take those diehards of Raila away from Raila, and Raila allowed him to penetrate in his stronghold. So Babu was speaking the same language that those people like, and Babu was, the people, those foot soldiers, the real ones, the ones who go to demonstrations without being paid, the ones who are ready to lose their life. Babu was speaking their language. So their view, Babu, when Babu was given an opportunity to talk, when he was given a mic, he used even to call people, he used even to attack President Uhuru Kenyatta head on. Whereas the people who used to defend Odinga instead of attacking, we have two people here. There are politicians who attack the opponent, and there are politicians who defend their leader. Now, the people who used to defend Raila are now irrelevant. But the people who used to attack the opponent is Babu Owino. Babu Owino used to attack this opponent. So he cleverly identify himself with those people. So in the case that Raila is missing in action, the alternative leader to those people is Raila. It's not about the people we are talking about, the Luo Nyanza going to village. That will just be automatic. Once he will be endorsed by those grassroots foot soldiers, people will say, okay, sisi kiongozi wetu ni nani? Babu Owino. And that's why I say that there's something that are facts that must remain, that Raila allowed Babu Owino to penetrate in his stronghold. And that's why we are saying, if not Raila, who is that person? If you can point for us that alternative leader, then we can compare that leader with Babu. But as for us, the person who can take Raila right now with the current political dynamics is Babu Owino.
And that's I agree with you, and everybody would agree, because like, even if you remember the other time when we were on the ground, when we spoke to this the old guy Mwalimu, and he said he loved Babu Owino, and he has, that boy has courage, yeah, but Baba is still there, remember that. But now the issue that we are asking, or the issue that we want to know, is when you look at how the politics is now playing, because remember, Babu Wino is not playing the politics of loyalty. He might be playing it halfway, yeah, especially as the ODM is concerned today. Yeah, he has not played as what party wants him, or he has not told the party line. And I am guaranteeing you today, if that purge is going to come, he might not even, they might take him out of those committees. That is what I think, if that purge is going to come. So,
Makobura, let me come first, kindly.
Okay, let me, because the reason why I'm saying that he's not playing the politics of loyalty. One, when it comes to the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua, when all the ODM members were whipped to vote for that, Babu did not participate. He has gone against the party. That is one. Yeah. When the president was touring Nyanza, where majority of the Luo leaders were present, Babu Owino never showed up. Yeah. So there's some of the things that have been happening in the broad-based government that Babu Owino has not told the line to, which means he's not playing the politics of loyalty or the fidelity to the party. Yeah. So how is that one going to play?
Okay, let me come in. Let me first respond to what our good friend Jab Saikona has said, that Babu Owino is a great and has shown leadership, but on the same token, the elders have complained about his language because they don't get him. I agree with Jeb Sakona about the language of Babu Owino, whereby people have complained. And I have two scenarios. I talked to a certain elder in the village, and I was asking about Babu Owino. Then he told me that the way the boy talked to the people, the language is not polished. Then I also talked to a certain comrade of mine from Los Angeles in the United States of America. Then I asked him about the politics of the country. He told me that Babu Owino can go for as a leader, but lazima abadilishe lugha yake. That's what I brought the issue, that do not compare Babu to Odinga. They have that gap in terms of age. When Odinga was Babu's age, Odinga used to do things which Babu have not even done, some of them. Odinga used to have some plots, and he was an enemy to the state. So that is very normal for a youthful man. And you can't expect him to behave like someone who is aged, like a grandparent. That is very much impossible. Babu, with time, those characters will fade off, and he will be what you want him to be as per now. But right now, you must understand the age of Babu Owino. Those things people, even William Ruto, that age used to do some things which were not good. So to respond to your question about the issue of loyalty, and I agree with Babu 100%. When we came from 2022 elections, all the presidential team from Odinga, they were rewarded in parliament. They were rewarded. Babu was never rewarded, and Babu was promised to be given the Public Account Committee chair. Then John Mbadi, who was the chairman of ODM at that time, John Mbadi was nominated in parliament. Remember, John Mbadi never vied as MP. He was nominated. If someone has been nominated, then they go ahead and give Mbadi the Public Account Committee chair. So, two positions, one person. Already you have been nominated. What was the reason of giving him the PAC chair? And that was reserved for Babu Owino. So if Babu Owino was never rewarded and everybody was rewarded, what could you do? As for me, if loyalty cannot pay me, then I rather remain disloyal. Because if that loyalty cannot pay, and remember, during the impeachment process, Babu said that he can't waste his precious time to discuss the impeachment of a deputy president. So if he could have voted yes, what was the reward for him? So Babu Owino is a victim whose loyalty has not paid him. So there's no need of him being loyal into that party. And this is why I tell you that Babu Owino is doing what we call self-determination in that party. That I'm Babu Owino DM, but if you cannot listen to me, I won't listen to you. If you cannot support my agenda, I won't support your agenda. And he is very clear, and is doing it both in action and in words. That's why I told you this issue of loyalty you cannot bring at the loyalty, fidelity, faithfulness. If those faithfulness, fidelity, loyalty do not pay you, what do? You become disloyal. You are at will. You are at
Yes.
Miguel,
Mali tumefika, what we are saying is kufa dereva, kufa makanga. That is the narrative currently.
this is something that's all you have to agree with me, because look at what is happening with some members of parliament, especially people like Honorable Junet Muhammad. You know, yeah. And if it says right, remember, just to remember, when you're talking about the loyalty and you remember when immediately after election, you know how President Ruto especially was viewed by the ODM, yeah, and so many things that was talked to him about. But today, the president is a good person, you know, yeah. They cannot even question some of the things that they should question, you know, especially remember when there was that homecoming of Gladys Wanga, Her Excellency Gladys Wanga. Nobody spoke about the compensation of the uh, the Gen Z, but Babu spoke about it, and like you would see, there's some people are not comfy with what Babu was saying. So how will he's being disloyal? You know, will it help him to actualize his dream, as he will be having his own political party? Remember the constituents too. Ayaga yuko hapa ndiye alikuwa na Ayaga alikuwa unasema nini? Eh? So that is what, if that one can work, because even right now, let's say, because now right now the government is supporting the Right Honorable Prime Minister bid for AUC, you know, and you know how politics is. Just in case if Baba doesn't win, they will say that Baba is among the people who are not um, supporting the government in this agenda.
So was Babu voting in Addis Ababa? Is Babu a voter in Addis Ababa?
Baba is not a voter in Addis Ababa, but
Baba lose why are you blaming Babu? Baba is losing because he did not talk well with the presidents of Africa, not Babu Owino. Babu is not a voter in the Addis Ababa.
All Raila moves propel Babu. Tumefanya maandamano, it is under Ruto, Raila Odinga bodyguard who was abducted. That day was Tuli wachana na Ruto. Ayaga, when was this? Okay, so maybe Mr. Ayaga, what is your take on just to type for us there so we can know what you think about the Babu Owino coming with that poster or flyer where vote 2027 and TBIM sign, you know, and what does it show, or what does Telltale sign? And will the big wigs, because we have people like Opondo Kaluma, Junet Muhammad.
What I know,
Yeah.
Maybe my point is whether it's Opondo Kaloma. By the way, Opondo Kaloma of late has been speaking, like he's speaking on behalf of the government of William Samoei Ruto. He's been representing this government, and is one of the people when the broad-based came that the people who supported heartedly. I don't know what they were promised that they were going to be given, but I want to say here that whether it is Opondo Kaloma, whether the only people that we respect now and we can realign ourselves with, we respect all of them.
Yeah.
But politically, the people that we believe can take us forward are one, ODM Sifuna, the senator of Nairobi. We've seen some good characters in him. And what we like as youths of the Republic of Kenya, we want leaders who have the activism in them. We want leaders who have the energy. Raila used to have the energy until we got to a point where siku hizi akipata nafasi inakuwa ngumu kwake sana kutuonyesha hiyo energy. So the energy is fading in Raila Amolo Odinga, and that is where the young people are then coming up, and they're saying we want people who are going to be consistent. Maybe I can share a link with Mr. Miguda. Are you okay? We give Eric Kayage also. He also give his
give Eric Kayage.
Yeah, so my point here is whether whatever is going to happen in ODM, whether they endorse Opondo Kaloma or whether they endorse Oburu Oginga Odinga, Dr. Uhuru, no one is going to, follow what Raila will say. What we need is we are people who are learned. We are a group of youths who knows what we need in future. We are not going to allow anyone, whether it is Raila Amolo Odinga, to appoint for us any political leader. We are going to have our own stance. Tunaenda kutumia hizi akili and the activism bit yenye ile tumefundishwa na hii Raila Amolo Odinga, na tutaitumia vizuri. We will only give chance to people whom we believe have the capability to run the country. We are going to give a chance to leaders who are going to stand by the people, leaders who are going to ensure that they fight for the people. That is my stand. Maybe a chance to Eric Kayaga. Eric Kayaga, good evening. How are you?
I'm good. Mko aje?
Tuko poa, tunashukuru.
Nilikuwa nalala lakini nimewasikiza mkiongea hapo, so ikabidi wacha nikuje kidogo niwaongeleshe.
Umesema tumeguza Lake Victoria. Tumeguza Lake Victoria.
Mulishaguza kitambo, si sahi. Unajua, kwa sababu hatukusema haikumaanisha makosa haikufanyika. Ukiangalia, nilikuwa naangalia wale vijana ambao huwa wanaandamana na Raila Odinga. They call them maandamano team. Raila has been using these people for very long time. Na anytime amefanya hizo handshake zake, he never consider these young people. These young people ndio wanafuata Babu Owino. And it is siri. You know, tumefanya maandamano. Mimi nimewaambia maandamano imekuwa na tumeona since 1997 imekuweko tu ikifanyikanga. For the very first time tumeona bodyguard ya Raila Amolo Odinga alikuwa abducted, wakapotea nayo siku 3 for about 4-5 days ndio wakamwacha. And with all that, nobody haja explain that thing up to today. So huko ndio waliguza Lake Victoria kitambo na tu kuongea, and that was the fact. Even Raila himself hajaiongea juu ya hiyo story. So this man mwenye mnamtetea, ndio maana hata hii handshake yake na baba ijaleta shangwe na vigelegele kwa fans of Raila Odinga. Unajua Raila Odinga always have these people we call fanatic supporters, suicidal supporters, the people who can do nothing for nothing on behalf of by the name of Raila Odinga. If you see these people are rebelling Raila Odinga, which means even those people kuna part that young man Ogeta alikuwa anaunda for the protection of himself and his boss. And when the government bridged that line, there is so many red lines that were crossed, not only for Raila Odinga. That's why mnaona all the mistakes, the moves ODM are making, they are making those moves. They will blame themselves, but they are creating a very good space for Raila Odinga. Sometimes I always say maybe Baba anaifanya intentionally, or is just doing it by the job of God unknowingly. But I don't think Raila Odinga ajui chenye anafanya. He knows what he's doing, and very soon he will hand over himself to Babu Owino. Or he will go quiet and let Babu Owino, because leadership akunanga kupeanwa. Moi, did Moi give Ruto Rift Valley? No, Moi had sons. Even up to today, those sons are still the leaders of Kanu. So if you think he is sitting that, oh, Babu Raila will give Babu ODM when he was Zimu, did Kibaki give Uhuru DP? Kibaki had sons. Yeah. And did Odinga give Raila Ford? Nobody gave that thing. He worked for it. Even people like Orengo always tell us the story down there that Raila aliwanyorosha ni kugongwa na kutii the line mpaka walibidi washindwe juu in 202 Orengo ran SDP and Nyong'o kwa sababu walikuwa wanajiona wao wako mbele ya Raila. Raila ni mtoto mdogo. Same to what Mbadi Junet are doing to Raila. They will see the line huko mbele. Even Wanga, they will see the line. Even Uchilo, if they still want to be around, they will see the line. Ruto alikanyaga mtu anaitwa nani? Kosgei, kulikuwa na Kosgei, kulikuwa na watu wakubwa huko akina Kipkalia Kones, watu wengi, and he was young, and kwanza walimadharau ati yeye ni mdogo ajui anything. Even at first his election alone it was against Kanu Tides, alishinda mtu wa Kanu damu. Moi hata hakupenda yeye. Juzi ndiye alituambia alienda kwa ACK, AIC kutafuta yule kabishop ndiye aunganishe yeye na Kanu, na alikuja hivyo. If you want to be in politics, you made yourself. Uhuru Kenyatta fall easily because he was created. If you are created, the people who create you can bring you down. And that is what happened to Uhuru Kenyatta. Yeah, Uhuru Kenyatta is a self-made. Zima mic ya huyo jamaa inaleta nini? Echo.
Okay. Maybe
Yeah.
allow me to tell our friend Michael Otieno, just hold on, I'll give you a chance to give your thoughts. Kidogo tuacha nani amalize, usitoke Michael.
Okay, asante. So people who are self-made in politics are very hard to bring down. Raila is a self-made, Ruto is a self-made. Uhuru Kenyatta was brought up because he was a prince, he had a name, he had Kenu, he had Kenu, he had Godfather. When those people who brought him up wanted to bring him down, he was taken down easily. With the presidency, anashindwa mzima with the system, with everything. So I know, yes, William Ruto is a self-made. Hata kumshinda 2027 is not easy, but for us, the supporters of Babu Owino, 2027 is not a big deal for us. We are looking for future. 2022 going forward, past Ruto, past everything. I don't think if 2032, if the people who are still taking Babu Owino to Raila Odinga's competition Raila Odinga will be around to say, even if he will be alive, he will be so tired to campaign for even an MCA in Poda. I think Poda is in Sakwa West. He will be very tired. So he will be just a man of wisdom. So what to relax? You must have a transition in politics, and that is what Babu Owino and most young people are doing. Even Osoro is quiet in Kisii. Even Jichopevu is quiet in Coast. Nasola Soda is quiet in Laikipia. So many young MPs are very quiet. You never know. Maybe they will form a very big revolution that will propel them to a certain level in politics. Then even if they are beaten in 2027, then from 2022 they will take over. We will not sit and wait for somebody who was elected at the age of 29 or 20 like Musalia Mudavadi, ati tumeambiwa ati Ruto sasa atoke ndio Musalia Mudavadi aingie. That will not happen. So Kenyans watajipanga huko mbele. So Babu Owino is very right. Babu Owino, even his party alone akiform, he can win Embakasi East. He can win so many MCAs in Nairobi. He can win at least 1 or 2 or 3 constituencies in Luo Nyanza, and he can win other constituencies in here in Nairobi. That's alone, provided they have 3, 4, 5 MPs. Wetangula has been bargaining with the 2, 3 MPs in his political life. So anybody who is ruling that out, I'm sorry for all of you, but that's how people build themselves. Poa sana, wacha tutaongea kesho.
Okay, thank you brother Eric Ayaga. Tunashukuru sana ya kwamba you got time to give your opinion, and tunashukuru as you rest. Tunakuombea mema, and we wish you the best as as you retire. But either way, you can still remain. We can give you a chance as well. I can see we have a new friend, Mr. Michael Otieno. Michael, good evening. Uko vipi, Michael?
Niko poa.
Karibu sana. This is Brother Benson Media. Na huku tunasema ya kwamba your opinion counts. You are allowed to give your opinion so long as it is an opinion that is not contrary with what our constitution says. So tunaongea leo kuhusu hii mambo ya Babu Owino. Babu Owino is a politician who is the people of Kenya are talking about him. And wewe kama Gen Z ama wewe kama mwana youth, what is your say? Especially I can see, I believe you are coming from those sides. What is your say? Unaona watu wa ground wanasemaje kuhusu you politician Babu Owino?
Waiting for somebody to hand over, it will take time. And as well as you all know that if he was waiting for Raila to hand over the party to him, it will take time because even Raila himself had got sons. And for him to hand it over to Babu Owino, it would not be something very easy as people thought, or as anybody else thinks. It would have take time because there in the party there are many people, and there are those who had stood with Raila since he began, and for this it would not be easy for Raila to hand it over directly to Babu. And to this, whatever the Babu had done can make him support Babu Owino in one way or the other, not only by showing interest to him, but watu wanasemaga kucheza chini ya maji, wanaweza enda waongee na msupport chini ya maji. That's a sign, because as now Raila himself is heading to AU, So in any case apate hiyo chance ya kuwa huko AU, Kenyans tutabaki ya kwamba sasa hakuna watabaki wakianza kupigana huku, hasa Nyanza wataanza kupigana mambo ya Kingpin. Na so that's what came into the mind of Babu Owino, that before mzee aende huko, acha form party yake, na kama mzee atamsupport it will be okay, and kama mzee ataona ya kwamba Babu atoshi kuwa Kingpin, it will also be okay. And to my point is that according to how Kenya is running, to me, nothing wrong if Babu Owino form his own party, because just like I have said, nobody will come and tell you that today you are enough to go, or you are well off to go. None will come. So if you want to achieve your goals, you are the one who is who is that goal is like a burden to you. You say what to do so that you can achieve whatever you want, and you see ways through which you can go into your goals. None can come and tell you that today, Benson, you are well off to go either for MCA or you are well off to go for the Senate seat. You are the one who decides and say, from today, I am enough to do this and this. So your decision is what predicts what is in you. Benson, I'm done.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Michael. Karibu sana. I think that is your first maiden, speech in this channel. We really welcome you. Ukipata wakati, we always have these conversations at least every day. You can always join. We will give you a chance to give your opinion, and you can also invite your friends and brothers, anyone who has something. Wale wote ambao wako na kitu ya kusema, you can always invite them na tutashukuru. Sijui kama umesubscribe. If you've not, kindly subscribe so that whenever we're having this kind of conversations, you will be notified and we'll continue having this kind of conversations. Mr. Migoda, what is your take before maybe we get to the finishing line?
First, I would like to welcome our new guest, Michael Otieno, for tuning into the channel, and also to assure him to be free. And kindly, if at all he hasn't subscribed, let him subscribe and also share. You can like and comment, and you can also invite more people to the channel. And even the people with the divergent opinion, you can invite them to come and air their views here. Here we say your opinion count, provided it does not contravene the provisions of our constitution, which is the supreme law of the land. In my conclusion, Makubura, before you come to conclusion, I would just like to say, Babu Owino has created a gap whereby people are currently talking about him, and this is what we call generational change, whereby there is a new generational change in the town, whereby people want to have new faces, new leaders, new blood to represent them. When Mount Kenyan people went to the previous election, majority of the MPs who came to parliament are young people, and they are new MPs. Vis-a-vis in Rift Valley also, you find that we have new young MPs. It's only Nyanza whereby we have those who were elected from 2007 to date. They are still members of parliament, and you can even ask, what have they done to the people? Those are the questions that people are asking. People have been in that parliament from 2007 up to now, and they want also to come back in 2027. If you cannot perform, if you cannot oversight, represent in accordance with the provisions, and also, people do get tired. And when Babu Owino has emerged with a new party, people like new things. and people like new dynamics. No, you can't. I told you about even rebranding ODM, Makobura. ODM, you can't rebrand the party by using the same slogans which were used in 2007, by applying the same structures which were applied in 2007, by also denying members the ticket for the nomination, whereby you either be loyal or you be sycophant or you purchase those tickets. That's not how you are going to rebrand that party. So when someone has bring an alternative party, people can run to that alternative party and run for those seats. And maybe you don't need to win, you don't need to get it right the first time. You can miss it, but next time you can make a comeback. And because Babu is still young and still have a future in politics, there's no need for hurry for him. But we as young people, we support him fully if he's coming with an alternative whereby he want to bring a new trajectory into the politics of the country and of the Luo Nyanza and of the city of Nairobi. We are fully supporting him. And where also some of our viewers not get clear, Babu Owino inherited that constituency of Raila long time ago, not today. Because those people feel they want someone who is aggressive, someone who is crafty. And if Babu has demonstrated that is aggressive, to an extent that even if he can call for demonstration, they can come out and demonstrate. And also during the Gen Z demonstration, we also got some bonga points because he promised to open the gate for the people in parliament, but even though he never opened the gate, but when things were almost to settle down around evening, he made sure that he came out of parliament through the gate. He jumped over the gate and he walked out. So people saw him someone who can keep his words. And lastly, Makubura, what I want to say is that Babu Owino has promised people that this election we have been going, people have been crying that Raila has been they have been stealing from Raila, that Raila has not been losing fairly. But Babu has assured them that if he can get that opportunity to vie, no one can even dare to imagine to touch his vote. So people have said that if they cannot steal Babu's vote, why can't we support Babu? Because we want someone we want presidency. And also remember, Luos do not want AUC. Luos do not want all these things you are calling here. Luos want presidency. This is what they have been yearning for. So if someone has come out to demonstrate to them that I can bring this thing home, I do not see a scenario whereby Luos will oppose that person. That's how Babu can take this thing called Kingpin. He can just persuade Luos that with me, I'm certain sure that if given opportunity, I can bring presidency at home. So we wish him all the best. And also we wish those people who want to succeed Raila the best.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Megoda. Acha nipe Michael a chance to also give us his last remarks before we close. Mr. Michael, you can give us your last remarks. Yes, proceed, Michael.
Unmute, Michael.
Yeah, thank you for this opportunity again. I myself, I really appreciate whatever Babu Owino decided to do, because in the field of political or politics, none will come and tell you that you are now well off to go for a post. And for whatever he had done, I support him fully. Showing interest in what you want and the aim of him to achieve whatever he wants is what, or whatever he had put forth and whatever he had been doing. Umejua wanasemanga kitu kizuri kinajiuza ama kirembo kijiuza, na kile kibaya ni watu ndio ni mwenyewe ndiye anamtafutia soko. So it seems like him together with the Gen Zs, Gen Zs have sat down and see it better that Babu Owino can do whatever they want, and he can support them in any way. And he's approachable man. They can approach him anytime that they feel like they can reach him. That's why in every, let me say about Mandamano, he really supported the Gen Zs, because during that period it wasn't easy, but it is not a must that you support somebody by what you give, but you can support by even the words that you tell somebody. He urges them not to step down, to continue, because by the time the Kenya was in a situation of know-how, and that situation, through the support, the Gen Zs tried as much as they can, and there was a change. So through this, I think we expect much, and me, to my mind, I think if the post is given unto him, there are a lot of changes that is going to make, and these changes will bring a positive impact to all Kenya, not only Nyanza, not only Nairobi, but to all Kenyans. Thank you, and may God bless you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Michael. Thank you, Mr. Migunda. Migunda, you have something to say before you close?
Just I would like to urge our viewers to continue sharing the video. For those who have subscribed, for those who are watching us for the first time, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can give us like, thumbs up. You can comment in the comment section. You can as well also invite other people to come to the show, and also you can share the link to other people so that you can. That's the only way you can support us. And we appreciate all of you, for those who have tuned, and our new panelists who have come today, Michael Otieno. Thanks so much for coming in. It's not easy, and we appreciate, because that's an attempt. It's a good attempt, and we always welcome you. Feel free. Yeah, we do not limit people. We say your opinion count. We capture each and every person's opinion, and I hope to see you next time. Makobura, back to you in studio.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Miguda. Thank you, Mr. Michael, for joining. To our viewers, thank you so much, Gypsy Kona, Samuel Nyambane, asante sana kwa kukuja na kutupea maoni yako. Batseba Ndwari, thank you so much. Astariko Ogola, asante sana. Brenda Obedis, thank you so much. And everyone, if you're new, this is Brother Benson Media, and we are requesting you to kindly like and subscribe. That is, if you've not subscribed. If you subscribe, it would be a way of supporting us, and we'll really appreciate. This is Brother Benson Media, and here we say that your opinion counts. I want to take this opportunity to say thank you, and tomorrow we'll be having a show as usual. We request you to kindly join. If you're new out there and you also want to be joining the panelist, you can just write something at the comment. We'll always give you a link so that you can also join the studio and give your opinion. I'm taking this opportunity now to wish you a blessed night, a blessed morning, a blessed afternoon, a blessed evening from wherever you are. Feel welcomed, and thank you so much for supporting us. Asanteni sana na Mungu awabariki.